Hey, welcome to the 10-minute daily reality check. I gotta ask you guys one question, okay? Larry, the neighbor. Okay, so we do this live in my building. If you happen to live in Playa Vista and you want to join and be part of the studio audience, Larry, the neighbor, constantly always texts, ask this question, ask this question. So Larry just has no filters. So sorry for the ding. Larry, stop, okay? Anyway, do you like the phrase, the dark side of inspiration?
Self-help that doesn't suck.
Okay, do you like that name better? Podcast is brand new, and I'm thinking, what resonates more with you, and what would make you share this with more of your people? Would you rather share the 10-minute daily reality check, self-help that doesn't suck, or would you rather share the dark side of inspiration, where I literally start every podcast like this? This is Darth Vader, right? So think about that for a second. So today we're going to talk about something that I think is really, really important. Dating has become a popularity contest. Right. Dating has become this ridiculous thing. Like all of a sudden, okay, we all know that everybody lies on dating apps and dating apps and dating sites and everything else. And people always lead this way. I've got like 75 matches. I can almost do like a Jewish voice. Oh my goodness, I got 75 matches from just beautiful men. They're just so yentas. You know, that's what we sound like. We sound like our grandparents. I got 75 matches. Oy vey, what am I going to do with them? Oy, oy, oy. And what happens is that we're looking for quantity. And it's the same thing in so much of our world nowadays where we're looking at quantity. Everything is quantity. I got 45 likes on my Instagram post the other day. I got 75 Facebook likes. I got all this stuff that's constantly coming at us. But here's what's interesting. Most people lie on dating sites. Most people lie about their pictures. Women put up pictures that are ridiculously fucking unbelievably touched up, so they never look like that at all. What about if you only got 3 good matches per week? What would you do with that? Today we have John Keegan in the house still. He's never going to leave because my daughter doesn't sleep over. So he basically has taken over her room. He's cuddling with her stuffed animals. The other morning, I saw him hanging out with Becky. Now, I will post a picture of Becky on my site, davidwygant.com, and you will see John's favorite doll in the world, Becky.
She's quite frightening.
We also have Camille. Camille, how are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
Now, you know Camille from our first couple of podcasts, and that is some of my favorite podcasts in the entire world. Camille and I spent some time out in Palm Desert hanging out with people who decide to fight in a hotel room in the middle of the night. It was a brawl. So anyway, Camille, you're all about flirting in person and getting warm and mushy, in person. What do you feel about people and validation, the way they talk about their online dating life and this like syndrome that we've come into in this world? Why are people so obsessed with being so fucking popular?
I think it's a quick fix. I think instead of people actually reflecting on why they need this validation from other people, they, are turning inward and thinking, why am I seeking all this validation? They actually kind of get a quick dopamine hit by putting up a new profile picture on Facebook or lying in their profile something like catchy that doesn't even represent them that they know is going to get a reaction. So instead of turning inward, they turn outward.
Great point.
Great point.
Well, another thing that this is going on. Yeah, we keep turning outward and more outward, and we're looking for this endless validation from strangers, not just people we're talking about, but even ourselves. And I can see doing that perhaps if you had a business where you're trying to get create an empire, and you need people to follow you to buy things off of you, and that makes sense to me in that context. But in the context of dating, where people are now not only just looking for how many likes am I getting on my Instagram or my Facebook post, everything, how many matches do I have on Tinder, on Bumble? It's like, I have 1,000 matches. I'm so desired and popular. And then you'll have endless conversations that go nowhere. And the whole point of the initial reason to be on these things was to make connections so that we can meet in real life and get off of these things quickly. It's almost like the pharmaceutical industry. They put you on these drugs you never get off. And what happens is now people have these...
Well, it is a drug.
Yeah, it is a drug. And these people have these conversations that go nowhere, but somehow it mocks real life. It actually makes them feel like I have a life. I've actually have meaning in my life. I actually have a dating life. And you didn't even actually actually meet the people, or you went on endless dates where you weren't even attracted to people. And it's kind of it's numbing us and it kind of putting us on a Prozac. It's like, okay, we're not happy, we're not sad, we're alive. I'm not as alone as I was. I'm not fulfilled, but this is life. And I think that's what these dating apps are doing for us in general. These swipe or all this internet dating, where it seems like you have endless choice, but you're endlessly alone or endlessly disconnected. What do you think?
I'll chime in first, and I want to hear Camille's thing. It's like we have this false sense of dating that goes on nowadays. So people, as we know, are afraid of each other. Everybody walks around in public thinking the boogeyman is there. Women literally, when you look at them, they'll look down at their phone and go, oh my God, he could be the boogeyman, right? And you're in Air One, which is, there's nothing in there that's under $10, but yet the boogeyman seems to be wealthy all of a sudden, right? So, there seems to be this ridiculous feeling out there that if we have 75 text conversations going on, we have a social life, right? If we have men or women that are flirting with us online, it satisfies a deep need to be accepted and liked for who you are. But we both know that the stats are clearly terrible. There was a stat that I just read. I'm going to read it correctly. I just looked at it online. I Googled it. It says that only, you ready for this, Camille? And this is something that's going to absolutely drive you crazy. The average person will spend 15 hours or more per week swiping, online dating, reading profiles to meet only 3% of the people that they actually connect with.
Wow.
So think about that, Camille, because you're an amazing when it comes down to flirting and everything else. Think about what you can do with 15 hours out and about and what percentage of it can turn into dates.
15 hours?
15 hours.
I couldn't, if I'm only my clients to do that.
You could lose the weight that you wanted to, so you actually look at your profile picture or, invest in therapy to figure out why you do need this external validation. 15 hours, you can start a business.
Yeah. 15 hours, that's spread out. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, that's basically, people are spending almost 2 hours a day, okay, texting people back, looking through pictures, swiping, because men, we swipe we don't even look at you. We do it on the toilet, and we just basically just swipe. We do it with our eyes closed, okay? Women will actually swipe, look at a picture, read the profile, make a decision, and then when a woman is matched with you, they go, oh my God, I'm so happy we matched. And I'm thinking we didn't really match because I was doing my toilet swiping. Right. And I didn't realize that, I'm not attracted to you, which I'm not going to tell her.
We should tell women how men swipe, and we should tell men how women swipe. In general, what I found is men do exactly what David just said. We don't even look. We just swipe. Sometimes they just have these robots do it for them. And then you see who you match with, and then you go through the matches, and then maybe you'll say hi to someone there. But it could be endless matches, and you just say, I'll say hi to this one girl. Whereas I notice women, do it like the apps were meant to be done. They carefully go through, they look at the picture, they read the profile, and then if they are actually going to be the first one to say something, then they'll send a text. Or they'll wait for the guy traditionally to send a text. So there's another reason why it really doesn't work.
There's a lot of reasons, but Camille, 15 hours, it is because we are just spending so much time. And that also includes the phone calls as well for the people that are actually gutsy enough to get on the phone. And this also usually yields, here's a stat. When you look at the 3%, right? The stat usually yields less than one date per week. When this survey asked people, how many people do they actually go out per week? The majority of people wrote one or less.
So this is why I do offline dating, David, because one, it's just so much more authentic, and there's people all around us that we're not tapping into all those opportunities. But I'll also be honest, I'm kind of lazy, and if I can go get a date at the grocery store while I have to go to the grocery store anyway, I'm going to do that. Mm-hmm. If I'm on the bus, if I'm continuing to work and I'm on the bus, let's multitask here, people. Get a date on the bus, talk to people, connect with people. That is another to do, and you've got 15 hours apparently back in your week by just offline dating and talking to people as you go about your day.
Well, it's amazing what fear will do to people. People have such a phobia of each other. So it's amazing what fear will do. Fear will drive them to sit on their couch, look at Bumble, look at Tinder, do it on the bus. I've seen people do it on the bus, swiping as well. They'll do it at the gym. They'll do it when they're sitting in bars. I've caught people in bars swiping as well. And the fact is, it is about the validation. If you think about a picture somebody puts up, a woman puts up a highly touched up picture of herself, and what is that saying to a man? That says to a man, obviously she doesn't like who she is at the age that she's at right now, and she wishes she looked like this right now, because that's what I do, and that's what any high vibrational confident man will look at, and we'll look at that picture and we'll say to ourselves, hey, this isn't working for me. This woman doesn't really like the way she looks, so she has to touch it up. I don't touch up any of my pictures. What you see is what you get. I'm usually better looking in person than I am in my picture, because that's what you want to hear. You don't want to hear somebody say, oh my God, you're so much better looking in your picture.
So true.
So anyway, we're out of time, and I think that's a great way to end it, okay? Dating is not a popularity contest. It's better to have 1 or 2 good leads per week than 75 fake leads. Stop wasting 15 hours. This is today's daily reality check, or the dark side of inspiration. We have no idea what it's going to be. Or maybe another idea, that's life. You know, that was the original. By the way, the original name for this podcast was called That's Life. And then, John, the tagline.
Of course, inspiration, or I'm sorry, self-help that doesn't suck.
I thought That's Life was good, because that's Frank Sinatra.
That's life, self-help that doesn't suck. I mean, I'm personally, the more I think about it, you have amazing content to share with people, and there's a lot of podcasts out there, and people really need to know who you are. And I think the most catchy thing is the dark side of inspiration, or inspiration from the dark side. Because now I'm going to tune in and say, what's this all about? Whereas, hey, a reality check, okay, that's something, but it's not as catchy as that.
Inspiration from the dark side. All right, people, vote on this. Camille, where can they find you?
I'm Camille, Virginia, and they can find me at masterofflinedating.com.
And there goes that song in my head again. Meet Virginia, yeah, yeah. Okay, anyway, that's it. See you tomorrow.